Dear students, today I am going to talk about an ode. The name of this ode on a Grecian Urn. And this famous ode written by John Keats, a very renowned poet. And first of all, I shall discuss with you about John Keats' life and about his work. Now, John Keats was the youngest of the Romantic poets. His time period was 1795 to 1821. He abandoned the medical profession to become a poet. Keats' poems were panned by critics during his lifetime, but his reputation as a poet grew steadily after his death with the increasing popularity of Romanticism. His earliest poems were heavily influenced by the older Romantic poets. And do you know why do we call him a Romantic poet? Actually, it is started with the English Romantic movement. And it was the moment in literature which started towards the end of the 18th century and continued till the 30s of the 19th century. And it can be the roughly dated time period is 1780 around about 1830. Of course, there were poets of the 18th century who showed romantic tendencies in their writing. John Keats was born and started his writing during this time period, so we called him a romantic poet. Generally, Keats is regarded as one of the masters of the poetic form called the ode. Sonnets, elegy, lyric and dramatic monologue and ode, etc. All these are the poetic forms in literature. First of all, you need to know about what is an ode. An ode is a long lyric poem. What is an ode? Ode is a long lyric poem. It has an elaborate stanza structure and an elevated style. In ode, the poet expresses lofty sentiments and thought. Now we discuss about his famous work. John Keats has written many poems. His famous and popular work are Endymion, Lamia, Isabella, The Eve of St. Agnes, etc. This volume also contains the ode, in which the most flawless of all Keats' work is to be found. Of these, the Nightingale Ode and the Ode on a Grecian Urn are supreme in quality. If we talk about Ode on a Grecian Urn, you can see its stanza structure in your book. And post you found that all the stanzas are very elaborate and its subject matter and treatment is serious. Ode on a Grecian Urn is one of the most widely discussed ode of the Keats. It was written in May 1819 and Keats was inspired to write this poem after reading articles by Benjamin Haddon, an English artist. Benjamin Haddon is an English artist. Now I start the first stanza. Thou still unravished bride of quietness, thou foster child of silence and slow time. Selwyn, historian who canst thus express a flowery tale more sweetly than our rhyme. What leaf-fringed legends haunts about thy shape, of deities or mortals or of both, in temple or the dales of Arcady, and what men or goats are these? What maidens loth? What mad pursuit? And what struggles to escape? What pipes and timbrels? And what wild ecstasies? Now, note down the word meaning of the first stanza. Still, that means up to the moment when it was found. And the next word, unravished, that is given in the first line. Unravished, that means untouched. And unravished quietness, it means the quietness of thing has never been disturbed or violated. Second line, meaning foster child. Foster child, that means adopted child. Sylvan, historian. Sylvan refers to the way in which the urn tells the tale. Sylvan means inhabitant of forest because it was a country scene which was depicted upon the west side. Next word is mortal. Mortal means human body and friezed a decorative border. Now let's start the explanation. Thou still unravished bride of quietness, thou foster child of silence and slow time, and Keats gazes at the Grecian urn and contemplates with wonder its long duration on earth for its century. The beauty of the urn is pure. It means the urn is the pure bride of silence. It stands silent through the slow march of time, as though it was the adopted child of the time. It is the foster child of time, and then a flowery tale more sweetly than our rhyme. It was the adopted child of time, and it is the foster child of time. The poet sees the scene depicted on the urn and feels its natural beauty or natural life. And so, John Keats, the poet, calls its that means the urn. A natural historian refers to, and the natural historians refer to the Sylvan historians. A flowery tale more sweetly than a rhyme. The urn is in these lines, by these lines, the urn is describing a natural scene, more beautiful than a poem can. The poet then raises a series of questions, and the series of questions start with of a what leaf-fringed legend haunts about the shape of deities or mortals. The poet then raises a series of a question, and this series of questions start after the fourth line of the first stanza. He inquires wonderingly, legend in ruler surroundings is depicted on the urn. The poet wants to know about all the pictures that is belong to the legend. He wonders whether it is a story of the human being or a god's or of both. And a question arising minds, is it a story of gods who frequent the valley of Temple in Thessaly? Is it a story of men who leads a pastoral life in the Peloponnese Arcady? And the poet continues the series of questions in this stanza. The poet asks the people depicted on the urn are gods or men, who they are. In the urn, some girls are showing unwillingly who they are. What kind of the mad pursuit is this? What kind of struggle to escape? And what people are playing on pipes and drums? Why they are excited? And the poet wants to know all the question of all these questions answer. The poet wants to know all these pictures that is depicted on the urn and express his curiosity after seeing the urn. Now come to the second stanza. Here, heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. Therefore, ye soft pipes play on, not to the sensual ear, but more endeared. Pipe to the spirits, deities of no tone. And fair youth, beneath the trees, thou canst not live. Thy song, nor ever can those trees be bare. Bold lover, never canst thou kiss, and though winning near the goal yet, do not grieve, she cannot fade, and thou hast not thy place. Forever wilt thou love, and she be fair. Students, now write the word meaning. of the second stanza. The first word is given in the second stanza. Melodies. Melodies, that means music or tune. And heard, melodies, music that is heard. And sensual ear, sense of hearing. Ditties, that means short verse or tune. And dear, that means be dear. And deities of no tone, that means silent music. And fair youth, this word fair youth is addressed to a youth who is represented on the surface of urn. Bold lover, this is addressed to a youth who is represented on the surface pursuing a maiden in order to snatch a kiss from her. Now start the explanation. In these lines, the poet, heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. In these lines, the poet sees the image of a piper playing on his instrument. He cannot hear the music made by the piper. He can see the picture only, but can't hear the music. But he can imagine it. What does he imagine that? He imagines that the unheard music is far sweeter than the music heard by the mortal ears. Actually, in these lines, the poet asserts the superiority of the imagination over reality. Is it clear, the first two lines? And the next one, three lines, sorry. And the next picture on that urn is handsome young man. The key concept of this whole poem is that the poet wants to say that by this ode, art is a permanent, and whereas human life is transient. So here is another picture of a young musician under the trees, has not give up his song as the earthly musician have. It means he does not stop his music. He does not play to stop the instrument. The trees can never shed their leaves. In short, the music will never be stopped and the trees will never be leafless. They will be evergreen. And bold lover never cast the kiss, though winning near the goal yet, and do not grieve. In these lines, the poet come to know that here is the picture of a lover, those who trying to kiss her, to kiss his beloved, but he can never kiss his beloved. The poet asks this lover not to feel sad at his inability to kiss the girl. The lover would find the sufficient consolation because her beloved will never grow old. And this is the explanation of these lines. The bold lover never cast the kiss, and the winning near the goal yet, and do not grieve. Is it clear? And she cannot fade, and his love for her will never decline. The poet wants to say that their love is permanent. And basically the poet explains the beauty of art. And he says that the beauty of art is permanent. I hope, student, you understood these stanzas. And I'll continue this poem in the next meeting.